Hi guys, welcome back to LQ's Creations. I hope you're having a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, whenever you're watching this. So, trying to get into the fall vibe here. As you know, we're into the month of September, and so thought I'd bring on a few cute little pumpkins here, trying to get inspired. So, today I'm coming back with, because I received from Spellbinders some samples of the Kit Club for the month of September, which is a fall theme based kind of a set. I got some of the things. I didn't get all of the things, so once I do get the rest of it, I hope to come back later with a few more videos that maybe I didn't do. But if not, here's one to hopefully give you some inspiration. So, few things. Kit Club is open from the 1st of the month to the 27th of the month, excuse me. You can, from the 1st to the 5th, if you're an already club subscriber, you can go ahead at that time, cancel, make any changes. If not, I think I usually charge by like the 5th of the month, if I can remember right when I'm charged usually. From the 6th to the 27th, if you're not a Kit subscriber, is when the time you can subscribe to the kits. It's good to go ahead and join the Kit Club, because you do get 10% off your orders, as well as sometimes be able to shop a little bit earlier before the things are coming out. So it's got some good advantages to be in the Kit Club, the monthly Kit Club. I enjoy it because, yeah, we all know Spellbinders is coming out with some good things. So what I did receive from them was, the first thing here is the 2D embossing folder. And this one's really cool because it's got like the fall foliage kind of things on it. And so just really cool. And as we know, Spellbinders 3D folders are just really the best for doing things. I hope this is coming through on camera. If not, I'll take it away. But yeah, so when you open it, it's got those lovely kind of, light indentations of the raised grooves and things like that. So that's going to be fun to play with. So there's that one, the 2D embossing folder. So we'll put that off to the side. Next, I got some stencils from them, and this one is called Acorn and Oaks. And this one is also like a foliage kind of fall theme to it. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers to the stencils, and they work up. And what's cool about Spellbinders is if you go off into like their images and things, they do put in there, usually if you're not sure about how something works, kind of how to print things down to give you like some inspirations. I printed this down because I wanted to have something as a kind of like a go-to or a guide, just to get inspiration and ideas. So that's how that one looks. And apologies if the colors are not coming out, because yours might be different. One of my printers, my Eco Tank printer, that I don't know if I got to go back and do color configuration or what, but that's how it is. It's just here for me to give inspiration. So there's that one. And so let me go and put this one off to the side. Next, we have this one. So this one is the Stitch Dies of the month, and this one is called Stitch Pumpkin Tops. And so you get some lovely sentiment. You get a hello sentiment in here. You get, I think this is gourds and shows. I am not sure what that says, and I apologize, I don't have my glasses on. But you can make like some acorns in here and some lovely leaves and things like that, with background to it, and then the pumpkin tops, and then it has like, the things to make that. And so again, if you go into Spellbinders images and things, you'll find where you can go in there and print down the diagram. And so, just to kind of give you an idea of how this sets up, and kind of like a card idea. So there's a lovely one here. And so that should be fun to play with. I'm going to put this one off to the side. Next, I received the Glimmer of the Month. So this one is called Gilded Weave. And so it makes a lovely like woven pattern in the background and everything. And you do get a few sentiments with this one. These, I believe, are kind of more Halloween themed. So the first one is Boo to You, Sweet Soul. And then the other one is Stay Cozy and Spooky. So Halloween inspired, and there are some other pieces to this that indicate that you can make it a fall theme or like a Halloween theme. And of course, I love Halloween, but the funny thing is I don't send a whole bunch of Halloween cards out because my family, we do Halloweens, especially when the girls were little. We'd take them trick-or-treating and everything, and I'd decorate the house and everything like that. So get a joy out of that, but we just don't do like the Halloween cards or anything. But I may start. You never know. There's always time to start something. So last but not least, what I received from Spellbinders at the moment is the Deluxe Caboodle Club Bonus Autumn Whim Stencil. So how this works is if you sign up for the Deluxe Caboodle, which is to get everything that is comes out in the Kit Club, the stencil, you get like a 2D, the 3D embossing folder, you get a glimmer, you get the stitch dies, you get the wax seal or wax, you get a better press plate and everything in it, and so that's the kit. But if you do that, then they have add-ons that you can get too. So this one is called Autumn Whims Stencil, and so this one consists of these lovely ones here, and so it makes like a fall kind of a theme to it. And so this one should be really fun. And again, yeah, if I turn it over, so it looks something like this. And so I thought that'd be kind of really fun. So yeah, you see these set up pretty nice to make cards and things. So that's how this one goes. So that is what I received from Spellbinders. I will get to cut in here and see what we come up with. So as I always say, get your groove on. Okay, as you can see, had fun here with different mediums and all kind of stuff, making these gorgeous cards. I apologize, I'm trying to catch as much of the natural light as I can, so hopefully that's not messing with you too much on the camera. I know it's gonna probably give off a little bit of a shadow cast here, but it's just a gorgeous afternoon here in town, or in home actually. So these were some really fun cards. So I came up, I thought, with just some really simple, fun cards. And so we'll go ahead. So the reveal was, the first one I came up with was this one. So if it's coming, there it is. If it's coming off really good here, what I did was I used the deluxe caboodle add-on that was there and stamped it out in different colors, you can see. And then I ended up using a 3D embossing folder to give this more life, because it's a simple stencil to use, and I actually tried to figure it out as best as I could to use it, but I had a little bit of a hard time to struggle with this one. So just meant, so it has and I can actually better show you. So on this one, this is one that at first I thought I was missing the second piece to it, but then after I looked at the numbers, I wasn't. So it has 1 up here and 2 in here. So it's, you know, it's 1 and 2 combined together, and then you have 3 and 4. So I think it's one of these ones where probably, you know, you can put it on, you can turn it a certain way and do, you know, certain things and come up with certain things on it. But I just kind of used it in its simplest form, came up with this, use a texture embossing folder, and it's one of the new ones. So the one embossing folder that I use is this one. So this one is by, it's called Dimpled by Suzanne Hugh. This is a really cool one to have in your stash for when you need just that extra bit of something to just kind of help you out. And it's a cool, because it gives quilted effect to things, and just really awesome. So back to the card. So I did that, and of course, as you know, my favorite, put a piece of silver metallic behind, and just foiled the one from the glimmer of the month, Stay Cozy and Spooky. So that's how that little simple one came out with. I think it came out fun and just, yeah, really cute. And let me zoom in a little bit more here. There we go. So there's that one. So the next card I came up with was this one. So this one, actually, let me move the pumpkins a little bit. So what I like about this card was, this was using the stencil of the month, and I used some various color arts, as you can see, are inks from Hero Arts. But then I used another embossing folder to give it that more, you know, cozy fall feeling to it and everything. So it's a woven one. This is an oldie but goodie, and it's not really that old. It came out, I believe, last year, but it's off of Simon Hurley's line, which is this one. So this one is a 3D embossing folder, and this one is simply called Woven. And so it's a really cool one to give you that basket effect to it, but still perfect really for any time of the year. But sometimes when you are, you know, struggling a little bit, or just want to give some texture, and thanks to, of course, the guru herself, Jennifer McGuire, which is always giving us ideas about, you know, use your stuff. So of course, I love Spellbinders 3D folders. I just think they're the coolest. So in this case, this is when it comes up. The statement, just a note, is off of a Better Press set that Spellbinder has. And I'll tell you exactly the one I use. I cut out a bunch of words on it, and it is from this one. So This one is called For Life's Moments Sentiments. As you see, you get hi there, thank you, celebrate, happy birthday, and there's just a note, which is what I just simply cut out on just some heavy cardstock and used just some black ink. And that's basically, and of course, trimmed with my normal silver that I love. And that's how this card came to be about. So I think it's simple, really fall themed. You know, if you need to send out a card to somebody for something, just to let them know you're thinking about them. Of course, you know, while the seasons are changing. And there you go. There's card number 2. Card number 3 is this little guy. So this one was used with the stitch dot of the month. And so what was really cool about this is I have hand issues. I will say that I have, I've had tendonitis in my hands. I think I've got carpal tunnel going on. Matter of fact, I go on the 22nd of September to see a neurologist specialist about it. But these were not that easy to sew. Yes, it is comforting, and yes, it's pretty cool to do, but if you have dexterity issues, it could be a bit of a challenge, but it was still fun. I still really enjoyed it. Just, you know, power through, and that's how this came to be about. So I used the glimmer of the month as the background to give that lovely, you know, woven kind of pattern. I cut out the word hello from the one in the month, which would have been which is from the same thing. That's so you have an idea and reference. I came from here. The stitching, so I cut out the word hello. I then on silver metallic cardstock, I used gorgeous. I had to think about what the word was, and that's how to be. Cut out some leaves in a few different colors, and just had some used some embroidery and thread, and that's how this card came to be about. This is one of my favorite ones, I will say. I just think it's a nice texture. It's, you know, simple. It's just really cool. So that's how that lovely card came to be about. So that's card number 3. Card number 4 was this card. So what I did with this card is I still use the word hello from the stitching die of the month, but I just simply took some ink, yet again, idea from Jennifer McGuire. You know, when you want to take your embossing folders to a new level, streak it with ink. You know, use your inks and stuff in there, your watercolors, whatever you think. This, believe it or not, was the 2D and gave just that really gorgeous effect there. So again, it was really easy. So let me grab my embossing folder. So I did this and I took it, and on the raised side, which is usually always the side that has the Spellbinders logo, so I just took my ink and just streaked it across there, and then just took a piece of white heavy cardstock, and that's what gave that effect. Now you kind of would think that was a 3D folder, but this was a 2D folder. So I just think this came out really cool. Like I said, use the word hello and then put gorgeous on it, and then just put a few little acorns, you know, to give it that effect, because it is that fall theme. And that's how it is. Use colors that represented fall, you know, with the green, the orange, and then mixed a little bit in there to give the brown, and then kind of put that little strip of white to kind of break all some of that pattern up. And so that's how that card came to be about. So I think it came out really gorgeous, and that was how these fun, beautiful 4 cards came to be about. So I'll move it up a little bit further. So I want to say thank you again to Spellbinders for sending me and letting me be a part of the Kit Club of the month for September. Again, it's open from the 6th to the 27th if you're new to Kit Club, and you can change it and things like that. So I say go and check it out. And on that note, I will catch you in the next one. Bye.